Alright, so now let's go into some visualization techniques to kind of get the basics of how you should be thinking about using Revit to produce decent architectural drawings. You have to understand that Revit's for really making construction documents. It's not really. It can be used for kind of presentation drawings, and many firms do use it that way. But that's not its kind of native language, as it were. It's not really what it was primarily created for. So you end up having to go through a couple of hurdles to get that to work. Now, as I said in class, when you turn in drawings, I really don't want to see these elevation marks. But for right now, as you're kind of getting used to things and figuring it out, it's fine to have these on. I'm having a little bit of a problem occasionally with certain things from my Rhino file not showing up. If you're having the same, just go in, and unfortunately you have to click on each viewing view, and you have to do this same thing where I'm going to reveal hidden elements, and I'm just clicking on them and saying unhide category, and then clicking outside of them, and suddenly everything shows up the way I want it. Alright, now there's a couple of things that are going on that I want you to start to modify and change. One is, let's just go to a plan. In plan, we see that I have to do it again here, so those aren't showing up. And there we go. Alright. In plan, we can see kind of I created this Revit version of the wall system, and we have some really thick lines being cut through, but it's really not showing the same thing with the rest of my Rhino geometry. So you have to go fix that. To fix that, you're going to hit VV, which gives you the visibility graphics window, and you're going to go to object styles, and you're going to run down to mass, and change this cut to something that is larger. Everything's set to 4. I'm thinking I'm probably going to change everything to at least 5 down the road. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go look for other cuts that I might want to change. So structural columns is 4, okay. I'm going to change that to 5. I'm going to change my structural framing to 5. Probably won't use those in my current situation, but, and let's see, what else was 4? Foundation, sure. Change that to 5. Walls, of course, change that to 5. Just trying to bump up the cut lines to be a little bit beefier so they show up on the print better. Okay, so now we have those all showing up the same. The next thing you might want to do is turn off your topo so that that doesn't keep showing up. So I'm just going to hide that element. And the next thing you might notice is that you have for ground is this kind of obnoxious hatching. Again, for if we're doing construction documents, that might be the proper hatch. But for just showing up with good architectural drawings, I either want that post shade or just kind of blank white. So to change that, and you must also notice that it's only going down so far. It's like doesn't really cover everything. Well, that's a problem. Alright, so this is how you're going to change that moment. You're going to go up to Masking and Site, and you're going to click on this little arrow right in the lower right corner. And that's going to give you this Site Settings dialog. And you'll see that the material that is being cut through is called earth. That's not a problem. That's probably a good thing. And that its elevation of poche base is only -10 feet. I'm going to bump this down to say -50. And apply that and see what happens. You'll see immediately that the poche jumped down. and is beyond kind of what I might be cutting into for my building footprint. So that's perfect. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to change this material. Alright, if I go into, what I did was I just clicked on this 3 dots. You could also go up here to manage and material, and you could just type in earth and you could edit it there. It's going to give you the same dialog box, but let's just stay with mass and site and edit through that. But again, it's the same stuff. Alright, for earth it has a pattern. I'm going to click on that pattern and I'm going to just change that. I can either go like no pattern, or if I want to poche, I can do a solid fill. And then I can change that color to kind of anything that I want. So let's say it's just going to be this light gray. You'll see that it's changed in here. And if I want to add poche to these, I've got to do that through, again, the material that I've connected to these various elements. Alright, so if this is, say, going to be being a kind of concrete form, or this is going to be concrete, and this is a brick, or I don't know, this is a wood panel and that's a concrete too, then I'm going to have to go in and edit. I'm going to apply the materials, and I'll show you that real quick. If you're going to apply materials to your Rhino geometry, this is the way you're going to do it. You're going to go into Visibility Graphics. You're going to go to Object Styles, and you're going to go to Imported Objects. And you'll see in there that you have a series of the actual SAT files. Ignore these imported families. All you really want to do is mess with the 0 layer of the SAT. So I'm going to click on that and give my columns, I don't know, some that might be, say, concrete. So I'm going to type in CONC, look for something that is concrete-like. Okay. And then for the roof, absolutely who knows what I might attach to it. In fact, maybe I'll change the columns to be something a little bit different, like a tile. And they'll probably be concrete, but then I might have some cool tile and give it some interesting color. I'll just give it something that we can see. Maybe a brown color. I'm not sure. Or maybe a blue color. I don't know. It's a little strange. We'll see if that works. Okay, so that's my porcelain tile. I'll apply that. And then I'll give this the concrete. So let's just go ahead and grab the roof SAT and go ahead and type in concrete and precast. Sure. Apply. Alright. Apply that. And you may not see immediately any difference. In fact, if you're not on shaded, you definitely won't see any difference. But even now, I'm not really seeing any blue show up. I'm seeing a really obnoxious blue show up for the curtain wall. So that blue glass is really intense. But I'm not seeing it here. And there's a little trick to this that I've found, that if you change the material for some imported object, you actually have to go in here and just reload those files again before it will update. So now you can see that I have a blue. My concrete really hasn't changed. I'm not sure exactly why that is. It probably has something to do with the way that I'm actually cutting through it. So to see this for real, and boy, those two blues are really bad together. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So now you know how to apply a material. You can also then edit those materials so that they show up with perhaps a specific poche. So if I go under Manage and Materials, and I want to just make sure that the concrete, when I cut through it, that it has a certain pattern. Maybe it's not that pattern, because again, these are going to be drawings, architectural drawings, so we're going to go with solid fill and change that to this light gray. And I might want to do that with tile, although I can't say as I'm too keen on this color choice. I'm going to change this to, again, the same solid fill. Maybe still go with that light gray, keep all the poches the same. And again, because I'm updating materials applied to these SATs, I'm going to reload them. And hopefully I'll see the change. There's something strange with this roof. I'll see if I can cover that in a different video. Let's see, realistic looks like that's a little bit better. I've got an issue there. I think what I'll try is I'll take a look. You can see that, not here, but under Object Styles, I've got a couple of things, weird things going on. I have one that's here, and then I have one that's there. It's freaking me out a little bit. Usually you won't see the layers pop in like that. So let me just go ahead and I'll copy this. I'm going to use it and insert it here. You can just copy material names like that, and it should kind of hold on. Let's see if we apply that, and I'll reload. This doesn't work. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, something's really off there, but no worries. Let's take a look at level 1 and see if level, turn on my columns. Alright, you can see that the poche is shown up now on that, and so that's all good. I'll want to assign this a material property. If you get these kind of lines that you'd rather not see, the last thing I'll show you is that you can edit that, and to do that you just go to Modify and go to Line Weights and change this line style to the one that you want to use. So invisible might be the one. And what I'm going to do is select through until I get rid of all those extra lines. Because you remember when I was doing by face, I was having to create it through a series of sections. So now I've gotten rid of it. Now I have a clean kind of looking drawing through that form. And I'll probably have to do that every time I've cut through it. So, there may be a few of these lines that I'm cleaning up down the way. Alright, cool.